Hello, hello. Is anybody there? What's it saying? Top friends. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? Honey, this is my first time using this YouTube. If you didn't hear me before, I don't know if y'all was hearing me or not hearing me, honey. I'm just yapping. And my husband like, I don't think you live for real. Something happened. So we went into an area that got like a little, what is it called? What is it called, babe? A hot, what is it called? A dead area, dead zone, or whatever they call it. Yeah. I'm back, honey. Hey, Jane. Thanks for coming back. So I was telling, Tanya, I was just yapping. We went into like a dead spot or whatever when we was driving, and it was showing that I was still alive, but I guess not. And I'm like, can somebody say something in the chat? Because I'm not sure what's going on. Then I saw, it looks like it's saying it was just one person on the thing. So I don't know. Yeah. Thanks y'all for bearing with me. Then I was trying to use my iPad, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go on this phone and check this out. Use it on, do the phone. And now so yeah, I just went on the phone, y'all. Thank you, Tanya. I'm glad I'm back too. So I want to just come on today and just say, hey, see how y'all doing, making sure y'all doing well. Okay, that's fine. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in. How are you doing? I see you. I see you. Hey, Kiwi. Looking in this being on the phone and on YouTube. This is my first time, so I keep saying that. But yeah, um, some of these things may be a little hard to read because they're smaller than what the streaming platform I normally use. Thank you, Safe Travels. Thank you, Michelle. So great to see you on here tonight. I'm doing well. My hubby. So we hanging out. It was our anniversary, and so yep, first time. Okay, thanks Kiwi for subbing. Yeah, so it's first time me doing it on YouTube. Now I've gone live before, of course, but for since what June I think I've been going live every Tuesday night. Yep, but doing it on the YouTube platform is quite different. For one, I wanted to switch it around, to the long form and can't. Thank you, Tanya. Michelle says hi and happy anniversary. This is our cousin Michelle. So Michelle, I was saying, and I'm gonna go back over this because I don't even know if that first thing that I did, the first attempt of live that I did, even worked, or if it takes time to get on, like upload to YouTube for people to see it. But anyway, okay, you have to go eat dinner. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully see you soon. So thank you, Felicia. What do you? I use StreamYard normally. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I use, and I've been liking it. You can use StreamYard for free, or you can, and it goes directly onto YouTube. So yeah, or you can pay for a what is it, subscription? I'm about to say prescription. Yeah. So okay, I'll make sure this door is locked. Yep. So we pull it over so we can have a chat with my sweet life squad. Yes, yes. Making sure y'all doing well. Kind of telling you what's going on. My birthday month. Yes, September is the sweetest month there is. Oh, happy birthday to all the Virgos. Yep, yep. So how are y'all doing today? 27 years. Yes, thank you for pushing that like. So there's a lot of platforms you can use. Yes, yes, Jane. It's the 30th. What is noisy? I'm not understanding that. I can't look it up. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, thank you. Felicia. Hey Z, how are you doing? I'm trying to see. I don't see no better. I got rebuking and bots and anything else that try to come against me, my channel, my people, my Sweet Life Squad. Yes, yes. Get thee behind me. In the name of Jesus. Mm. Yep. So okay. Awesome. I have a auntie that's the 23rd. I'm sorry, the 29th. I'm sorry. Yep. And I have a daughter that's the 26th. And a cousin the 28th, honey. So and a nephew that's the 20th. Yeah. It's a lot of people. I got my sister's birthday. I had one sister's birthday this month. Yeah. A lot of people in the family. So with my husband, Felicia, he's loving it. He's happy for me. Yes. That I was, able to get that A1C down because he was very concerned about it. Of course, which who wouldn't be, with it being a high. But yeah, he's enjoying this journey with me. Like I said before, I have a very, very supporting, family. And I thank you all for being, a great support as well. I really appreciate you. Even though we're together, I'm like, hey, I got to go live Tuesday night. And so he was like, okay, that's fine. So he supports me, in this endeavor. Okay, you're a Scorpio, Tanya. All right now. So what is the way? What's the way? What are some ways a spouse can support during this journey? Just loving you while you're doing it. You know, understanding that, like, say if I eat a low carb diet, um, you know, low carb, high fiber, high protein. You know how we do it with the protein, right? So, because protein is definitely a priority. But, he's okay with that, and so he eats sometimes what I eat. He's been kind of enjoying some of my profit. He's sipping on my profit and everything. um, this particular thing right here, we're out hanging out for our anniversary. Um, and he's like, let me pull over so you can talk to your people. Stuff like that. He goes on walks with me at times, when he gets a chance to. So that's ways of support. He cheers me on. All that is support, Jane. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. That's so sweet. You said I'm such a blessing. I'm trying to go through these comments. Like I said, it's harder to read through this platform. Hold on, I'm trying to get my light back, y'all. And like right now, he's looking through his comments with me to make sure I can see some of this stuff because it's harder to see on this platform. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, cousin. I do believe we are blessed too.
Her husband is tired of talking.
Oh man, I understand, Felicia. I understand that because I know, and then that's why I love being able to talk to you all because I can, y'all don't get bored from hearing about protein, from hearing about things like that. So I don't say like I don't go all the way in with my family, but I do. I'm able to talk, to them, so I'm happy about that. But I talk to y'all more or somebody else that may be going on a journey that I know personally. Yeah. Thanks, Z. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I see, Jane. Really? Does he want to eat? Drink your clear protein? Did he like it, or did he actually try it? Yes, it makes it easy when you have a support system. Correct. That's so true, Tanya. Sharing is caring. Yes. Oh, not yet. Okay, you just offered. Okay, that's good. That may help. Maybe one day he will, sneak and try it. Cause I'll be in here doing my own little thing, get my little, my lunch ready. Cause I don't eat breakfast. I eat breakfast food, but not at breakfast time. So my husband sometimes, if he liked, what was that? Yesterday, I made my little profit. Had this thing. He likes making tea with what is it? Chai tea with the creamer in it. And he's drinking his little tea or whatever, and next thing you know, he's sipping on my protein coffee. He's like, "Oh, this good. I need you to make. I may have you make me some of this." Yeah, he don't eat everything that I eat, but he does try some things every now and again. But yes, it does make it easier. Okay, so that'll be up to him. Did you see that? What Felicia asked? Would you ever make a video with him? Here, this might be it, y'all. Look, I don't know. He be trying to be shy from the camera, honey. I don't know. One day maybe. Look, put it in your prayer list. He is reserved. He may give you a nod, give you a what's up, a smile, may say hey, and that's about it, y'all. But you never know. Okay, so he does this. Okay, your hubby does this strength training. Natural has great food suppression. Oh, good, and satiety. So I think the protein would just help him. Yeah, it should. Now, some people don't want to do the protein shakes, which is fine too, especially if they're not on GLP-1 because they're able to get, they're able to eat a lot more than we typically can, when you when having a GLP-1 medication that helps you, you kind of not want to eat as much. But some people just, eat their protein, just regular meats and things of that nature. He's a great producer. Okay, cool. Oh, you hear him? You hear him? They hear you. I was wondering if they heard you. Thank you. Thank you, Jane. He talking about wow. He was thinking he was whispering. I was like, I wonder if they hear him. Yep, you got a sneak peek. And he's been on a couple of shorts of mine. We need to do it. I need to put something else out with him on it. I had I did tape like a little small taping when we were walking a couple times, but I didn't like the way my hair was looking like a hot mess, so I decided not to show it. Ooh, hair was flying everywhere. So I decided that was early in my journey though, but yeah, like I said, when he's able to walk, he'll walk with me. And then with me doing having a walking pad, it's been real extremely hot, and then a lot of rain. I haven't gotten out as much as I would love to walk, but when I can, I do try to. Yes, it would be great. Yep. But I don't want to push, because even with my daughters and sons, or just other family members in general, I'm like, I'm not going to put them on here unless they, are okay with it. I know one time I was doing a video of what I can eat. Well, I mean, what was it? Spend a day with me. I think it was something like that. Can't remember exactly what I called it, but that's pretty much what it was. Spend a day with me, and I was out on the town, and I was with my, with one of my really really good friends, sister. I call her sister, and yeah, I didn't want to put it in there because we hadn't talked about her being on the video, so I didn't put it on there. Just to respect people's privacy. So right now I'm on a 7.5 milligram of Mounjaro, and I've been on that since December 17th, 2024. I started my journey July 30th of 2024. Started on the 2.5, moved up to the 5, and 4 weeks later, and then I went on I stayed on the 5 until December 17, 2024, and then I moved up to the 7.5. And I moved up because of my doctor telling me to move up. He wanted me to move up a month after I, moved to the 5. So let me tell you, let me back up. When I went on the 2.5, because my A1C was 15.1, when I found out I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. That was at the beginning of July. So I started Mounjaro 2.5 July 30th of 2024. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start this weight loss journey as well. And so when that being said, I decided to go ahead on and do both. I had already got my A1C from the 15.1 to 12 point something. I can't remember. It was like the low 12s, which 15.1 is dangerously high for those who do not know. Did not realize that my A1C would have been that high, even if I, felt like, okay, I may be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, but, because I was pre-diabetic some years back. So I knew it could have been a chance that I could become diabetic, but I tried to do some, things to try to prevent it from happening, but just could not stick with it. So with that being said, things happen, and I wound up finding out, just doing a wellness check, that, how you do your annual wellness, that I was type 2 diabetic, diagnosed July 3rd of 2024. And so I was like, you know what? I got to figure something out. I got to get this under control. Like, I know that diabetes, could do so much detriment to your body, and so I had to get it, under control. So I, prayed about it, and I've talked in my testimony, and it's definitely a testimony, to answer prayer, that, I did not leave up out of here, this world, prematurely, that, He saved me. He gave me grace and mercy, God. And so I was able to actually pray to him about it and say, Lord, please change my mindset. Let me, figure this thing out. What do I need to do? And so, I just started my low carb diet. Very, very low carb at the time because I wanted to get it down as quick as possible. They had me on insulin, right out the gate, two different kinds. I had to take it like 3 to 4 times a day. And it was just like, I don't want to keep sticking myself every day, all day long. So I was like, you know what, I got to figure this out. So before I even got the Mounjaro, I was already on top of it. And I know God had to answer my prayer because I was not a person to just say, okay, I'm going low carb. No. While I love protein, I love meat, I also love, you know, the foods that I shouldn't eat a lot. And so I eat out a lot. Um, that's how I used to eat out a lot. I used to, I was not a big eater, like at a particular time or, I always thought about food, but I did eat a lot of things that I shouldn't. Hi, Anissa, how are you doing? And so, with that being said, I just had to figure something out. And, like I said, God answered my prayer. Then I also found a community, you know, and GLP-1 community within, the YouTube platform. And I've been rocking and rolling ever since. You know, learning things from you all, doing the things that I needed to do. And, everything's been great. So, when I started my 5 milligram, it was a month later because they were at a shortage at that time. So I said, you know what, go ahead on and put me at the 5. They were like, we don't have a 2.5, but since you have a prescription of 5 with us, you can go ahead and do that. So I went on and said, okay, let's go ahead and go up to 5. I really wish I could have stayed at 2.5, but I didn't know that point that I could go to another pharmacy and get, or go anywhere that sells Mounjaro and get the prescription. So I didn't. I went on and up to the 5. Once I did that, my sugars were going, my A1C was going down even further, because they kept checking it over and over to get me back down to the, at least maybe 7s, and, which is this like a 7.0 or whatever. And so after that, you know, me taking the Mounjaro, it just helped me get the blood sugars down so much, quicker, as long with my dieting or my regimen of low carb. And yeah, so by the time I started, once I got to my 5 milligram dosage, I did that for a month. I went back to get my A1C check and it was at an 8.6. So like in a couple months, it had gone from a 15.1 to an 8.6, y'all. So like I said, I knew God was all up and through, you know, what I had going on, right? So that was that. Yes, thank you, Felicia, as well as Tanya. Yes. So after that, I just kept going, and my doctor was like, "You're doing very, very well. I'm gonna take you off of both insulins." Because at first he was like, when I asked him, a prior appointment, I was like, "So how long will I have to be on this insulin, even if I'm doing good?" Because he saw I was going down, and he was like, "You know what? I can take you off the fast acting more than likely. If you're still going like you're going, I can take you out the fast acting when you get back. But I'll probably keep you on the slow acting insulin for at least a year." I was like, I don't like that. I don't want to do no insulin. God, you are in control. Take control and do what you do best. And after that, by the time I got back there in September to do, I had already done my blood work, and they were like, you're at 8.6 now. You are good. We're taking you off of both insulins, and we're going to put you on Jardiance. So I laugh at that commercial, the Jardiance commercial, whatever, but that was me for a minute. And I was on that for like 2 months. And like I said, I was on the 5 at that point, and he was like, go ahead and go up to the 7.5, because once I take you off the insulin, you may need some, I went on the Jardiance. I was like, well, I just got on the 5. I don't want to go up that quick. So of course, like we always say, you have to advocate for yourself. I'm like, I just got on the 5. So can I stay on the 5 for a little longer? He said, okay, that's fine. If you have more, refills in the pharmacy. Go ahead and, you can do it again. And then I'm going to put a 7.5 in also for you. So you can go ahead and go up to that. So I was like, okay. So at that point, I was just getting my, just the 28-day supply. So I was like, when I went back to my pharmacy, for my next supply, I told them to give me a 84-day because I had an 84-day supply prescription in. And so they did. And so I stayed on that 5 until December. By the time December came, I went to the 7.5 milligrams because, like I said, he had wanted me to go to it anyway. So I said, well, let me go ahead and go up because, you would think they know best. And so I went on up to that, and my sugar started dropping. Now with the when I was on the insulin, my sugars were dropping left and right. So that's why he took me off too. And put me on the Jardians. But then when I went to the 7.5, I wasn't on the insulin anymore. So he was telling me at the time, when I put you on Jardians, you shouldn't have any sugar lows anymore. Well, when I got back to this, when I went on this, got on the 12.5 in December, I was running low again. And so he was like, okay, stop the Jardians. Let me go into the chat real quick and see. Yes, hallelujah, Z. Yes. Yes, Anissa. Yep, Tanya. Definitely a testimony. Yes, God is with me, Felicia. Yes. And he is with you all also. Yes. I'm reading your thing, Jane. Definitely a testimony for type 2 and why these should be more widely available. Correct. So yeah, so after the 7.5, once I got on that, like my sugar started dropping again a little bit. And so with the Jardians and the 7.5 milligrams of Mounjaro. So, I talked to my doctor about it, and he was like, come off of it. Come off the Jardians and just stay on this Mounjaro, and you should be good. And I was for a little bit, but then more recently this year, I started having sugar lows again. So what that kind of says to me is, it's a couple things that's going on. Am I insulin resistance again? Because when you're type 2 diabetic, you're insulin resistant, y'all. And you normally be insulin resistant long before you become a diabetic. And there are people that are not diabetic, but they're insulin resistant as well. Okay. And so I didn't have any, like, a lot of symptoms to show, hey, you're insulin resistant or you're diabetic, whatever. Even when I drop low, it takes me I have to drop a lot for me to feel the symptoms of low, blood sugars. My husband is diabetic too. He's been diabetic for a while, but he has that, like, it's like hereditary for him. It's not hereditary for me. I think it was more so the way I was eating and the weight that I was, that I had on my body, that put me in a diabetic state. So with that being said, the medicines, that I was taking, and the low carb diet, and just not eating out as much, just changing my lifestyle helped me tremendously. All of the above, right? The exercising I was doing, all of that stuff. So when we talk about making sure you're exercising, making sure you're eating, try to eat a healthier diet, not eat out so much. It's nothing wrong with eating out. It's just not eating out so much, because we don't know what they're putting in that food, right? It tastes good, so good to us. But, with the lifestyle I had with, working so much and things of that nature, I ate out more, and then it became accustomed to it. So, I just had to reel it back in, like all the way back in. Thinking of like a fishing rod. Reel that thing back in, honey. Because, yeah, doing that is going to hurt you more than help you. Okay, yes, Anissa. Yes. I have, when I, hear you talk about it on your channel, yes, I do. I'm like, yeah, I can see similarities, definitely. Did you ever consider using a Yes, I use a glucose monitor because they put me in the hospital when I found out my A1C was a 15.1. And yes, they put me, one of the, what was she, a care management team person came in and talked to me, showed me how to use the glucose monitor, the regular, glucometer. Also, introduced me to the continuous glucose monitor, which we call CGM, The one that she introduced me to was the Freestyle Libre 3. And I was kind of skeptical about that because I didn't want nothing just sitting in my arm, just forever. Well, not forever, but like for 14 days at a time. I didn't care for that, but the sticking of the pricking of the fingers was hurting me so much, y'all, in the hospital because they had to keep checking my sugars to see how it was going, and making sure that it was going down, to where it needed to be. And so my fingers was turning blue on me, and it was just like hurting at the touch, and it was just crazy. So, my sister, she was like, you know what? Check out that glucometer. She's a nurse, and she has patients that, use them, and she said, they're enjoying it. So I tried it. I was a little skeptical at first, kind of scared with it, but I said, let me go ahead and do it. And she was like, it's going to be easier, especially if you're having issues with, the pricking, because you're going to have to check your sugars all the time, daily. So, with that glucometer. So I used it. Yes, Jane. Okay. I'm a type 1, and the CGM is a nice safety guard. Yes, it is. I do believe that. And I am thinking about going back, using it again. I did stop using the glucose monitor. It helped me for, at least I was on it I used it for 4 months. And it helped me get, show me what was going on when I ate certain things, right? So for those who are out here listening at me, whether now or, in the chat or, in the future, I think, continuous glucose monitors are very, very valuable. It does help, especially when you first start not knowing, what's going on. It definitely can help you determine, what foods trigger your sugars to go up, how far it goes up, how, if it goes, if you're having sugar lows and things of that nature. So yes, I think it does. Now at that point, I just had sugar highs, right? So I have no sugar lows like that, when I first started using it. But once I got it down, I could see it dropping some and things of that nature. Yes. And matter of fact, it will ring I had it set, well, I guess factory setting, that if it goes under 70, um, it's going to, my blood sugar go under 70 points, it's going to ring, right? It's going to alarm everybody. And you're able to also, like, say for your instance, my spouse could, put the app on his phone too, and be able to, say if he was at work or something and I'm at home alone, and I'm sleeping, it goes low, he's going to get alert too. I also was able to, connect it with my doctor's office so they could see and read the numbers as well, to know, what's best for me as far as, do I need to come off, a certain medication, and things of that nature. But I stopped using it only because I had to do an MRI for something else that was going on that I found out about. And so, when you go in the MRI machine, you cannot have the glucose monitor on. So I took it off, and I had just put it on like maybe 3 or 4 days before. So I was like, I'm not finna put it on. This thing costs $75 a month, for two of them. And yeah, that's expensive. So I'm going to just wait it out and then just put it on, the next time. But by that time, I had already known what my sugars, how my A1C would more than likely be when I, do my blood work again. So I decided not to put it back on. I was like, it was already showing 5.6, 5.7 that it would more than likely be. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to, glucose monitor again, the regular glucometer where you prick yourself. And, and I just kept doing that. I'm going to look in the chat real quick to see what I maybe have missed. Do I have a primary care physician? I have both. But I was not going to an endocrinologist until after I found out about this diagnosis of diabetes. I was going to just my primary care. And I was actually talking to my the APRN that works there. And she said, you need to go to an endocrinologist. You need to go to a kidney specialist, because I do have kidney disease, but it did not come from the diabetes. It came from uncontrolled blood pressure. So I have high blood pressure, hypertension, sugar diabetes or diabetes type 2, And then I also have kidney disease. So yes, I do go to an endocrinologist now. I started going there July 30th too. That was my first appointment. And on the way to the appointment, I got my little prescription um, notification saying, hey, come get your medicine. It's ready for you. It's approved and it's ready to pick up. So I picked it up right after that appointment.
Necessary. Necessary to have an endocrinologist.
And I think it's good. Wait a minute, I'm going through the chat, y'all. Hold on. It's amazing that hospitals don't test the side of the ring finger where it doesn't hurt. They use the index finger. Honey, it feel like they were using all my fingers. Everything, all the fingers, honey. And then I would make them do it on a like they want to do it on the side. I'm like, no, do it in the middle. If because it feels a little bit better when you did it in the middle. But it still hurt it because they did it so much. Vanessa.
Necessary.
Yes, I was able to ask them, Jane, if to use a different finger. I'm going down the chat, y'all. Hold on. Express Strip stopped my coverage because I'm not on insulin. Oh, I'm sorry for that, Anissa. Yes, this is a nice feature for care partners to see. Right, the monitor. Yes, Jane. Okay, Anissa. It's up to your doc if you're your PCP. I think it's good to have an endocrinologist. For one, they're a specialist, right? So they help with all types of things, but they definitely, are better. I guess they're supposed to be better knowledgeable about, you know, diabetes. So that's why she's in my APRN at my PCP sent me to the endocrinologist. So from what she did and from what I know about endocrinologists, just in general, I think it would be better to get one if you can. But sometimes, they don't. My husband he doesn't go to endocrinologist, but his sugars wasn't 15.1 either. So yeah. Felicia says my sister just got her CGM and she's obsessed with checking. Right, that's how I was. Felicia Marie B. I was like that. I got obsessed with checking those numbers. That's one of the downfalls for me. And like I said, I was trying to get it up so quick. I mean, I'm sorry, get my numbers down so quick that like it was almost scaring me. I was like, oh my gosh, it went up over 100. Oh my gosh, and it's like it's supposed to go over 100. When you're eating, right? And then so everybody's blood sugars go up when they eat, but then it comes back down within 60 to 90 minutes. That's what it's supposed to come back down to what it was or close to what it was before you started eating. The thing with diabetics, it's not coming down that fast, in the 60 to 90 minutes. It may come down, it may be 3, 4, 5 hours before it goes back down to the baseline, they call it, which is, before you ate. And that's the problem. So when I saw it was up and it kept going up, I saw, because it checks you, like when you have that thing in your back, and you normally put it in the back of your arm in CGM, and when you have it in there, it checks, your sugar every, I think it's minute of the day. And so with that being said, it's showing, how it's going all day long, all night long, even while you're sleeping. And so I would be obsessed with looking at that number with that, looking in that app and seeing where it's at. Oh, it's over, it's 140. Oh my gosh, let me start walking, to get it back down to under 100, Yeah, it was crazy. So I was kind of relieved of that. Plus, when I was wearing the CGM, it would, and I don't know if it's because it was the heat, where I live or what, because I was walking so much outside, but it would leave this big bruise on my arm for sometimes, weeks to a month, whatever. So that's what I didn't like about that. So I was like, you know what, since my sugar's down now, back to normal, I'm gonna just, do the glucose. Just do the regular pricking of the finger, which is actually more accurate than with the CGM. But I still say the CGM is what's happening for those who, may have sugar highs and even sugar lows. So that's why I said I'm gonna, check into maybe getting another one for maybe a month at least to kind of, see where I'm at with that. Good evening, Linda. How are you doing? Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. Jane says, let me see, Felicia, it's amazing. If you have a diagnosis of diabetes, it is good to have endocrinologist or at minimum a internal medicine. Yes, internal medicine doctors are good too because they know a whole lot more than I guess what the PCP would share with you. They're more specialized in more things. Um, yeah, I agree, Jane. Okay, you've been a type 1 at over 30 years. Okay. I'm only an expert on myself, but I would say, yep, it's necessary. I think so. I think it's really good to have. Okay, Anissa, that'll be good. And like it's up to you, baby. We're not, we just letting you know what we think. Of course, our personal thoughts about it, and anybody out in the chat. I know you know, Anissa, but I'm just letting everybody know. We're not doctors or anything that we don't know. We just know about our own experience, and we have to say that every now and again, just in case. Um, okay. And I don't, with Anissa, I have to pay for mine outright. My insurance company doesn't pay for it, but I know last time I had it, purchased one, it was like $75 and some change for two. And you wear it for 14 days and then you take it off and then you take it off and put a new one on. I think my skin is just sensitive to the needle itself, I guess, sitting in it. Plus, I used to wear a something on top of it to make sure it does not fall off of my arm, just in case I bump against something. I don't want to pop off. I'm just looking down the chat, y'all. Yes, every time. Okay, so Felicia says yes, every time my sister eats and she sees her numbers rising, she calls me. Right. I tell her to stay calm. It's normal. Yes, it's normal, but it does make you feel that way. Just think if you were, just like, wait a minute, it went up. And you don't want it to go, too far up. And it can go up like 50, is it deciliters, Jane? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Deciliters, when you're eating. It can do that, and it's fine to do that. I knew about it. They told me that in the hospital, and when I read, up on it, doing my personal research, but it's something about going up when you're already way up, on the charts or over the normal, because the chart that they have, it goes to 10, right? So anything above having an A1C of 10 it freaks you out. I'm telling you right now. The normal A1C is a 5.6 or under. So I'm at a 15. Yeah, it freaked me out. CGM. CGM checks 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes. Most do. But some can check more. Right. Okay, that's what Jane is saying. If you're using a pump, it does correction bolus. Right. I've heard about that, Jane. And skip meals and tries to keep your glucose in range. Correct. I've heard about that because I follow someone that has type 1 diabetes on YouTube. It's a guy, I can't remember his name. I don't know why I can't never remember his name. I don't see his stuff pop up as much anymore. But I think he's bald headed, wears glasses. I gotta remember I need to look him up again because I hadn't seen him in a while. Felicia, tell her to trust the pump is doing the work. Oh, I didn't see she was on a pump. I know she was on a glucose monitor. Yes, JC. Can't hurt to get more information. Correct. Anissa, can't hurt to get more information. Yes, the adhesive irritated me. That's what was going on with me too. So I guess my skin is sensitive to it. And then with being in the heat, walking an hour and a half, I guess that ain't making no better. I did not know anything about the skin barrier wipes, Jane. Okay, that helped with your skin irritation. That's good. Thanks of letting us know that. Skin barrier wipes, y'all, helps with that. The skin irritation of the CGM and the, the protector that you put over it, the sticky stuff. Get that sticky stuff off of you, so your skin won't get irritated. Yes, my skin is very sensitive. Right, even the Mounjaro shots, Felicia. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've talked about that where I have I get rashes from the Mounjaro shots. But it's not a day. All the itching I do, it still ain't enough to me to say, "Oh, take me off of it." I'm still rocking with it. So Jane says it's best to. I guess I could say it's more pros than cons. And now I'm not having the itchies, as much anymore. I found a remedy for that. It's a long drawn out remedy, but I have found a remedy for that. Why I don't itch anymore with the Mounjaro injection. So I normally, and just for those who don't know, because I said it on Michelle's Mirror channel, but I didn't say it here. Just a quick rundown for that. I use Benadryl. That's what my doctor told me to use, Benadryl. I use the capsules. I will take that some hours before. Jen F kind of will let me know, hey, if you take it, maybe 24 hours in advance, or definitely hours in advance, before you take your shot, that may help you. Because initially what I was doing, I was taking it like the doctor told me, but I would take it like pretty much alongside me doing my shot, and that wasn't helping. I was still itching like crazy. And so she was like, try it 24 hours in advance, maybe that'll help. So I thank you, Jen, if you're still listening here. Thank you for giving me that little tip. I don't do it 24 hours in advance, but I definitely do it like 3-4 hours in advance, and that has helped tremendously. Also, I have a Benadryl cream that I use right on where I put the where I know I'm going to inject. I put it around that little area before I inject the medication, the Mounjaro medication, and that helps. And I use the pen, y'all, so that helps me out a whole lot. And then I put a Band-Aid over that area, put a little bit more cream on it right after I do the injection, and put a Band-Aid over it. That way nothing won't rub across that area that I put it in. That's helped tremendously. Very, very few times do I have the I'm not itching as much anymore. If I do, it's very, very small, and it's only for maybe a minute or so, and then it goes away. And it may come back a little bit, and then it goes away again. Then I don't have to worry about it, period, at all. So I'm happy, and I thank God for that. It's best to, what is that? I don't know how you say that. 5 to 10 minutes. Is that, what's that? B-O-L-U-S-E? Baloose. 5 to 10 minutes before, if you are in the normal range. If you are higher than 180 deciliters, bolus 20 minutes ahead. All right. Sorry to talk so much. Oh, no, that's fine. Hey, this channel is about, a lot about diabetes, so that's okay with that. And I know how you're passionate about it, Jane, and I thank you for, coming on and sharing your experience with it. I do appreciate it. And it's good to have somebody, else to talk about it, that knows about it in the chat and knows so much. You seem very, very knowledgeable about it. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to get back to where I'm supposed to be in the chat. Let's see. Felicia, tell her to trust the... Okay, I read that already. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go down a little bit. Don't ever be sorry, JC. I'm not so much for it. Okay. Don't ever. Yeah, don't be sorry, JC. I'm learning so much from you and Kim. All right. Skin Tack Wipes is the brand name. Okay. I'm not even sure. I wonder if because I still have some of the covers that I put over this thing, over my CGM. So I still have those. So I'll try to get those wipes too if I decide to use it again. I'm learning also. Good, Tanya. Awesome. And even if you're not, diabetic, it's good to know, because I know you may have loved ones that, may be diabetic, and you may be able to help them, if they, ask for help or whatever. Um, okay, so off topic, Felicia says, but did you ever give those chicken sausages you didn't like to your husband? Okay, so I did let him have one of them, and he didn't like them either. Not that brand. He likes. You remember the one you like? We saw it in Walmart. I can't remember the name of it. It's not Applegate. It's another brand he likes. But I did try another chicken sausage from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna put a video out on that, on the lighter flight of that. Yeah, he didn't like those things. I don't know what it was about the one from Aldi. And he likes the chicken and apple. Or what is it? Is it chicken and apple? Let me see. Apple wood or chicken apple or whatever it's called. He liked that, but it didn't. But for some reason he didn't like that brand. So Jane says, I've lost too many family members to type 2. Yes, I'm sorry to hear that, but yes, I understand that, because I've lost somebody, a family member also from type 2. Adale's is the one he's tried before, and he really likes chicken and apple. But the one I have, it's actually the Trader Joe's brand that I had tried after that original brand from Aldi. I'm glad there are more options for treatment. Okay, so Jane says, I've lost too many family members to type 2. Sorry. I am glad there are more options for treatment. I love seeing the level of remission the GLP and the GIPs are providing. Correct. Yes, Jane. So happy that, we have access to this medication. And it's helping tremendously. So Z says, I have the same reaction. I'm glad you found a remedy to help you, Kim. I've tried Benadryl cream and, I tried the hydrocortisone and no relief. The hydrocortisone did not help me at all. It was just a waste. I bought that. My GYN actually told me about that, and it did not help me at all. I tried it twice, and I'm like, I'm itching just as much or probably worse when I put it on than when I put it on. So yeah, the Benadryl, but I did, like I said, I do the Benadryl quick release tablets, capsules, I'm sorry, the liquid ones, hours before, and then I do the cream. But y'all, so I'm a little extra. So after I put my little cream on, so let's just run down. I take my capsules first. I'm sorry. I take my capsules first, my Benadryl capsules first, a few hours before. After that, I take my bath, because I have to bathe. I'm not finna do that, take that shot and don't bathe my body. I bathe my body. I don't anymore do the alcohol wipes before, because I bathe with antibacterial soap. So I don't do the alcohol wipes right before. And so after I take my bath, dry off and everything, then I actually apply a cold compress to the area that I'm going to inject. Once I do that, I let it, sit maybe about 5 minutes or so. And then I take it off. Then that's when I put the Benadryl cream, on the area. And then I have Benadryl spray too, y'all. So I spray my needle. I spray right in that little section, that little pin, and then I inject. That's what I do. And it's been helping, it's been working. So, hey, whether we supposed to or not, that's what I do. And then I put that cream, once I inject, I put some, I don't wipe with wipes at all. I put, like I said, a little bit more cream on the Band-Aid, put that Band-Aid on it, make sure it's secure, and then I put pull my clothes up or clothes down, depending on where I'm, giving the injection. And it's been working. It's been working. So, I mean, yeah, that may help. Okay, so Tanya says, I'm on Mounjaro also, but not for diabetes. Okay. So, Tanya, why are you on Mounjaro? you had issues like they've had in recently, more recent, where the Zepbound, they won't let you have it anymore. So the workaround is the Mounjaro. Michelle says, I am so happy that you had success. I'm sorry, had access to this, Kim. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Felicia says, yes, JC, I'm so happy for GLP-1s for the diabetic community. Thank you, Felicia. Michelle says, yes, cousin, I agree. Tanya, I know that's right. I still can't believe you spray your shot. Yes, honey. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And it works. So I'm happy. Look, JC Jane says, this process would be a great short. Yes, yes. I was like, dude, I don't know if I should show this to these people. Oh my gosh. They're going to be like, what's wrong with you? So when I shared it on Michelle's Mirror, my cousin, when I shared it on her channel, they were laughing at me. They're like, "What? You spray it too?" Yes, yes. Oh my, yes. Yeah. I'll check it. I'll do a show. I'll do a short on it. Actually, I do have a long form video that I was going to put out about it, but I didn't explain it like I just did. So now that I've put it out there in the atmosphere, yeah, I'll do one. If it work, it work. Right, Michelle, correct. There might be others out there like you. Did you consider a video? Yep. Yes, yes. All right, Felicia says, I would never complain about my shot day process knowing you have a whole ritual on shot day. Correct, Felicia. Yes, a whole thing. Tanya says, no, I have sleep. Oh, okay, sleep apnea and hypothyroidism. Okay, Felicia. I'm sorry, Tanya. All right, Jane says, I bet you people tried it though. I bet. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, it's moving. I'm sorry, my thing moving. I bet you people try it though and aren't laughing now. Right. Okay, Tanya says, I have been on Mounjaro since, okay, May of 2024. Okay. And it's good. It's working well for you, Tanya. Is it serving you well, the Mounjaro? I'm sure because you're still on it. How are you doing with your sleeping now? Are you able to kind of come off your sleep apnea machine, or, how's your thyroidism? Is it doing, hopefully it's serving you well. Felicia says, I told Kim I need a video on her shot day because I'm so curious. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, I'm going to put it out. I'm going to put it out. I'm always curious how this is impacting other autoimmune conditions. Yes. So I know that even with so Miss Linda from Linda's Journey, she has she's stated on my live and other places that she has rheumatoid arthritis, and it's served her well. Zepbound has. So that's autoimmune disease that people suffer with, and yeah, so that she has a testimony about that, so that's good as well. So it's a lot of things they're finding out that this medication is so helpful for. And again, just thank God that we have access to it. And there may be people that of course can't get approved for the name brand, but even the compound, if it's a good brand, and they're doing what they're supposed to do with it, then it's still a blessing, in my opinion. Yep. So that's that, y'all. So September, what I'm doing, I was trying to say it on that first live that I was on. Is your husband a night owl like you? Yeah. Yep. Not as much as I am now, because of course he got to go to work. He can't stay up as long as I can. But yeah, he's a night owl. He was like, what's crazy is he was a night owl and I wasn't. And so, the tables have turned a little bit. But he is a night owl. As long as he keep moving. Other than that, he gonna go on down to sleep. He gonna be down for the count. after so long. But my whole household be up late though. Yeah, yeah. My household stays up late, just not as late as me. He's probably thinking we should have covered the tip at dinner for stealing Kim away. Oh boy, he cool. He chill. He over here looking. Look, he looking. He good. He loves me. That's that. Look, that's what we talking about. That support, y'all. That's a support. Where we support each other. We take care of each other. Make sure everybody good. We good, and everybody else good. That's connected with us. Yes, it is. Tanya says, I am no longer on the machine. Oh, great, 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 great. Hypothyroidism and menopause is working against my weight loss at times, but I am better than I was. Thank God. I know that's right, Tanya. Thank God. Awesome, awesome. Non-scale victory is there, Tanya. Now, I was not diagnosed with sleep apnea, but I used to snore very, very loud. Is that true?
Very.
He's talking about very. So, like, our split bedrooms, my daughter could hear it. Like, my daughters could hear me, like, in the other part of the house when I was asleep. But yeah, I don't have that problem anymore. Now, when I went to my kidney doctor, for the first time what was that? I think it was maybe sometime last year after my journey started. And I think it was September when I went to him. But when I went, he was like, he just looked at me and I was talking, and he, how they gonna look at things that you're not even realizing they're looking at. And he's like, you got sleep apnea. He was like, open your mouth. And I'm like, opening my mouth. And he's like, yeah, you got sleep apnea. And I'm like, how do you know I got sleep apnea? I'm just looking at my mouth. But he didn't go into detail, but whatever it is, he knew. I just didn't want to wear that machine, so I would never wear it. My husband was like, girl, you need a machine. You need a sleep apnea machine. Go get tested. Go get tested. Like, nope, I don't want that thing on my, because I would have to use the mouth and nose. Your husband is, oh, thank you. Has an impressive beard. Thank you, Felicia. Yep, impressive and what? Distinguished. This thing making me get, making my nose get stuffy. Yep. It used to be black, and then it had like a little bit of gray, and all like black around here, and then a little gray here. But now it's more gray than anything. But thank you. But yeah, so once I started the Mounjaro and my weight loss, me losing the weight, I think, because some of this stuff, I think the reason why we are getting cured from these things is because we're losing the weight, right? I don't know if it's the medication itself or it's just the losing the weight, so because we're, on the medication, whether you're Mounjaro or Zepbound or Ozempic or Wegovy, whatever, I think it's helping us lose the weight. And then with me losing the weight, it stopped me from snoring, right? So I think the only time I snore now is like when I'm really, really tired or like I'm stuffy. Then I may, snore, but it's very like a real hint, like a slight snore is what I've been told. Yep. So it's helped me with that, with the snoring. It's helped me, like with my A1C, of course, going down. It's helped me, with my blood, getting my blood pressures under control. As far as now, I take blood pressure medication, like I've always done, but I have not, I've been under 120/80, which is the normal blood pressure, so that's been awesome, since I've been taking this medication. What else has it helped me with? It's just helped me with so much, so much. I give, like I said, God, of course, he gets the honor and glory for all of it, right? because you have some people that take this medication and don't do nothing for them, or very little. I'm able to say and grateful to be able to say that it's helped me tremendously. Okay, so Felicia says my husband was so used to my loud snoring. Right now that I don't snore anymore, he has trouble sleeping without my snoring. How embarrassing! I understand that. I get it. I get it. With my husband, he's like, let me go and check on her and make sure she good. She breathing still. That's what he told me. He was like, I would have to. He would call me, Boo. You all right, Boo? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like he's stopping me, waking me up or whatever. It's like, honey, I'm just getting me some good sleep now. I'm getting me some good sound sleep. So he would come and check on me and make sure I'm still breathing, y'all. Because he didn't hear me snore. That was the indication that, okay, she's good, she's breathing, because she's snoring. Yes, Kim, you understand. Yes, I do. And what's crazy, he snores too. He actually has a sleep he has sleep apnea as well. And he told me, you telling all my business. He has sleep apnea too, so he has the CPAP machine. That's why he was trying to get me to get it. So I'm like, okay, but buddy, you snore too, right? So we back here snoring, making a song together. My kids like, both of y'all get it together, cause we trying to sleep. But yeah. So yep. But what I was gonna talk to y'all too about tonight, just making sure, like I said, y'all was doing good and everything, as well as just kind of telling y'all a little bit about me, what's going on in September. It's my birthday month. Happy birthdays to the Virgos that may be in the chat or in the bushes or may hear on a replay. Happy birthday to you all. Also, for the Libras. That's me, y'all. I'm a Libra. Happy birthday to us. It's coming up. Let's get ready, to celebrate the right way. Yes. But September, I'm planning on continuing my hula hoop challenge. I won't say challenge. I'm sorry. It's not a challenge. It's a challenge for me, but I'm not going to record it every day. I'm just going to do it. What I was kind of saying when I was trying to do that first live, but I lost connection with you all, is that, I had already started doing hula hoop before this challenge. So it may seem like, okay, Kim got it, but I was already doing it, here and there, just not regularly, or whatever. So I got my hula hoop probably in October. My sister-in-law gifted it to me for my birthday last year, and so I tried it, and it took me a little minute to kind of get it. I had to look at a tutorial, and when I looked at the tutorial, it took me about 2-3 tries, and I'm like, okay, I got it now. So I was doing it, and I've shown it on one of my shorts before, me doing it, when I was like 200, maybe 50 or 40 something pounds, and then I showed it, like a couple of different times, how I had been doing it little bit by little bit, and then I showed, the short shows me doing it like maybe say in October, then and I'm just giving a date. I'm not sure exactly what the months were, but like October, November, and then January, and one of the times, which was the last time when I was, twirling around, I was so much better. And I kind of moved around a little bit, kind of like had my little, like, boom, 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 boom. Like, I got it, y'all, And it showed the differences, when I did it when I first started versus now. And also just, the weight loss that had happened, the transformation, or whatever. Because when I first started this Mounjaro weight loss journey, July 30th. I mean, last year I was losing over 2 pounds a week. I average over 2 pounds a week. And I need to do a video on that too, about, how I was dropping or whatever. I don't want this channel to be weight loss, and we just stuck on weight loss, right? I'm stuck on better health, right? Not weight loss. I want to lose weight or whatever, but it's about better health. And a lot of channels, and so many people just in general so stuck on the weight coming off. whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that because we do need to get weight off if we need to get weight off. But I just didn't want to like just strictly be weight, 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 weight. And that's all we thinking about on my channel. So yeah, but it did show. But after January, I kind of slowed down a little bit on my, on the weight. And it started kind of getting to the point where I was like, okay, now I'm only 1 point something pounds, per week on an average of loss or whatever. Right now, I think I'm in a stall, y'all. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, maybe on the next live. But I think I am in a little stall right now. But I'm so close to my goal weight that it's not a big deal to me, anyway. Because again, it's about my health. And more recently, I just got on the scale and I found that I gained a couple pounds. And I'm okay to a certain extent with that. I didn't want to gain more. I was hoping, I'm like, okay, I'm not losing. That's fine. Because I'm dealing with, the loose skin. And I'm like, maybe it'll help, catch up. It'll give it time to catch up, some or whatever. So I'm okay with that. I just ain't want to gain a lot more, of course. But since I've been having the low sugars and I started eating more carbs, of course the carbs kind of, sometimes you may gain a little bit because my body was so used to eating low carbs. And so, I'm like, okay, I had to increase my carbs a lot more and I may gain a little bit. So, and like I said, I'm okay with that. It's not making me go crazy or anything, but my husband loves me the way I am, to be honest. The way I am, he like, okay, skinny. He loves calling me skinny. I'm like, I'm nowhere near skinny, honey. But yeah, so I'm like, but I do want to make sure that I am going to start back tracking because I has kind of stopped tracking, y'all. So I'm gonna try to start back tracking. Once I get on my 5 milligram dosage, it should kind of help me with that, not having sugar lows, at all. That's the prayer. And, then I can get back on my regular regimen of, trying to lose the rest of my little pounds that I want to lose. I want to get down. My goal weight is 165. So hopefully I can get down to that at some time. I want to try to get down maybe by my birthday. We'll see. But if I don't, it's okay. I'm just too close to it to be worried about, to worry about it. And even, like I said, even if I wasn't, that close, I just don't want to make that, top priority. Better health is more important. So I, kind of had to sacrifice the little, gaining of weight to make sure that my sugars was, intact. Yes, Felicia, happy birthday to all the Virgos and the Libras. That makes me feel better. Good, Michelle. Healthy lifestyle, correct, Tanya. Yes, Michelle. Okay, Felicia says, yes, Kim, that's why I love your channel, Healthy Journey. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I want all of us to be healthier. All of us. That's my prayer for all of us. And I do pray for you. That's right, Felicia. Tanya says, yes, your body needs time for recomposition. Correct, Felicia. All right, it does get harder as your body gets closer to goal. Correct, Jane. It's all about. No. I know. I can't stop it. I should have hit the button already. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can take my do not disturb on my phone. Okay, people text me left and right. All right, it does. Okay, so Jane said it does get harder as your body gets closer to your goal. It's all about the percentage of the remaining weight is smaller than at the beginning. You'll get to where you are supposed to be in due time. Correct. I do believe that. And I'm okay with that too. Yes, I'm okay with that. Better health, y'all, is more important than just losing weight. So that's why I say, non-scale victories as well as scale victories is so important. especially during the times where you don't see the scale moving. Those non-scale victories are so important. But better health, that's most important, right? That's most important. So yes, I pray that you all have better health as well. Your husband loves you, though. Out it all, through it all. It said through it all. Supposed to be. That's beautiful. Yes, yes, Felicia. True. Your husband loves you through it all. Right. That's beautiful. Correct, honey. When I say either way, whether me being at 253, me being at 183, he loves me. He loves me the same. He loves me the same, and I thank God for him. Definitely, definitely. I got a good one. Yes. So, but anyway, y'all, I think I'm gonna wrap this on up. If y'all have anything for me before we go, we're moving again because he has stopped, so I can make sure I don't lose signal again. So we're moving again. We're going to grab something to eat. I eat weird hours, y'all, because I sleep when y'all probably are up, and y'all and I'm up when y'all probably sleeping. So yeah. But I normally try to, even when I eat, say this late, which is not late for me, but when I eat, I still stay up over 3 hours. Thank you, Michelle. Say thank you. She said safe travels, babe.
Thank you.
He said thank you. Yes. So anyway, all right, y'all. If y'all have nothing else to say, nothing else to say. Are y'all celebrating anything today? Just making sure if y'all are, let me know real quick before we go. Have a good night. Felicia says, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sweet Life Squad. Enjoy your meal. Thank you. Good night, Kim J. And again, happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
He says, thanks, everyone. All right, y'all. Yes, please press the like button. I greatly appreciate it. All right, Michelle, I wish you the best on your continued hula hoop challenge. Thank you, Z. Love you too, sweetheart. Love all of y'all. Good night. Nicole, good night. Thank you, thank you. She says another good live. Thank you. Good night, Tanya. All right, love y'all. Thanks for the support. I greatly appreciate it. All right, next time, y'all be blessed. You're welcome.